Okay, this time my recording should be working properly, so let's see.
When I'm going to overtake someone, I'm just gonna turn off my lights and like appear like Batman.
By the way, have you seen a limited edition of Dodge Charger, I guess? Like Stormtrooper edition?
No, I haven't. Really, there is one?
Yeah, it's just in a white black. I don't really like it, but some of my friends said like it's cool.
Everything is Star Wars now.
Yeah.
God, this car feels so weird after driving my real car.
I
just spent the last 30 minutes driving the new Formula Renault 3.5. So going into the GT3 is just like, come on, move it.
Yeah, I've been driving my own Fiat Punto, and you know, that's quite a different car.
Can that even be called a car?
That's mean. Well, it's Italian.
So if anybody has like connection problems or highlight latency or ping, just I guess point it to the Jerome, because as we found out with the Dozer Kitty, there is no part of me that takes responsibility.
Everything is your fault. Just accept it.
Yeah, you sound like wife. Don't like it.
No, he doesn't, because if he sounded like wife, all the sounds out of him will be like,
First off, I will have to find that sweet spot for my chair. By the way, guys, I remember that on the first race, I guess it was, we were discussing that latency problem when somebody has a high ping. Those are you all already know about this because I've seen you're driving Apex Online Racing. So there is one really good thing. Where the dedicated server is located, you just run the internet connection test. And based on the result, you are in the league or you're out of the league, which is kind of reasonable for me. They have a rule like 150 is max or something like that, so it should be nice to have even here. I mean, you know, this is the way actually. No, you know, 3 times we say like, you know, be careful or whatever, and then you will be kicked or you will get some penalty. This is the way actually. You will, yeah.
That's a great idea.
You can see the jitter. I'm not really sure how jitter is important. You can see a ping, which is the most important, and that's it. But I'm really interested what the fuck is wrong, because all connections are full red for me if I take a look into online lobby.
That's probably Project Cars.
Yeah, maybe. I had some update today. Did you?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it was a new DLC pack.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what did we get? New cars?
Yeah, the Renault pack with Renault Formula Renault 3.5.
Oh, that's interesting.
I've just been driving in here the last 30 minutes before I came in here, and it's a really awesome car.
Okay, new mod for next season.
Yeah, I think so. Dream, is your teammate alright? I've seen some disconnections for him.
Yeah, he has some issue with his PC and
Yeah.
his connection. I don't know. No. He may
Alright,
cover to solve
you
this.
know, in case it's a problem on our side, so we can solve it in time.
Sorry?
I mean, it might be even on our side, but if it's problem with his PC, I was just wondering if there is no problem with the lobby creation or whatever. I don't know.
No,
Well,
no, it's not
If he's the only
lobby
one
issue.
that's disconnected, it's probably on his end.
All right, cool.
If the server is doing some issues with regards to disconnects, you will see several people disconnect at once.
All right. I really didn't believe Dream I will beat you with the fastest time at the moment, because my fastest time so far was 135.5, and actually I know I'm able to do 134 XXX, so it will be really interesting to fight you in qualifying. I'm really interested who's gonna join our times.
Yeah,
If you're doing
and
the times you're doing now, I think if I put in a good lap, I can be about 1 second off your pace.
Yeah. I know I can do 134, but every single corner I would have to hit exactly. But
Yeah.
not gonna happen. Always there is one corner I'm gonna screw a bit, like, and I'm gonna lose like 200ths of a second. But now it's not important, it's a practice. I was really looking forward to this race. I love this track. I've never driven it much before, but it's excellent.
It takes some practice to get it in, but yeah, it's a decent track.
Yeah,
Very
100%.
technical.
Yeah, it suits my setup actually, so that's why I'm happy about it. I don't know if it suits my driving style, but setup, yeah. Nice time, kitty.
Thank you. That was yeah. I hit every single corner perfect. I knew it's what's gonna be close, but I didn't know it's gonna be that close.
I mean, 3 cars in 75 thousandths of a second. I've never seen that before in PRL. I mean, that's amazing.
In AOR, we did Sonoma Wednesday last week,
Yeah.
and when we looked at the fastest lap times, I think we had 4 drivers within 0.1 of a second.
Nice. By the way, guys, in case I forget that timer when it's 20 p.m. GMT, just tell me so I can skip to the end of the session.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Alrighty.
I'm not your slave.
Such a badass.
Yeah, that's just our role.
You bully.
Yes.
By the way, talking about Star Wars, do you remember the scene? And it's not gonna be any kind of spoiler when the Finn takes off his helmet and he's being you remember inside of that plane. From first sentence I found out who's that woman inside of that whatever armor. What is it that she told?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, have you found out who was it?
Yeah, I mean, I already knew. I saw the casting news before.
Oh,
but
yeah.
You could really notice her, but her character was like nothing.
Yeah, it was like 2 scenes here, and when they were discussing why happened what happened.
Yeah, that's just all of it.
Yeah, but I mean, I was so fucking sure it was Brienne. I was like, whole cinema was like silent, and oh my god, it's a Brienne. 100% sure about that.
Did you know that Daniel Craig played a stormtrooper, just a random stormtrooper?
Nah. I didn't know.
When there was a scene when Rey breaks out. That's not a spoiler. That's the stormtrooper he was.
Okay, I didn't know that. I found out that the uncle of that Isaac, the it's a real name, like the Isaac in real. He's that guy who's trying to escape with Finn. The name of the actor is Isaac something, and his uncle is a huge fan of Star Wars, so he was given a role there. Which is amazing. I mean, my nephew is a nephew. When you're I'm your uncle, you're my nephew.
Yeah.
No? Yeah. Okay. So you just say. I mean, I'm just a huge Star Wars fan, and the next day you've been given a role. What? I mean, the queue is gonna be breathtaking. I can feel it already.
I started from 3 or 4 days ago to watch all the movie from the beginning of the Star Wars.
Yeah, me too. I binge watched it like in 2-3 days to be ready for the 7th episode. By the way, the interesting thing that the 7th episode is the first one that matches the episode and like how to say it, like it was filmed like a 7th.
Yeah, the episode and the timeline.
Yeah. Plus, there is one more interesting thing that in first 24 hours when the trailer for Star Wars was released on YouTube, it had like 30 million comments. Unbelievable.
That's amazing. Well, Star Wars is something that brings people together.
Yeah.
Not like the new Star Trek trailer, it was fucking awful.
I've never been watching Star Trek, so it's like
it's
nothing.
Good. I mean, I really like the new ones, but this new trailer looks fucking horrible.
I can't judge.
Yeah,
that's what I was trying to say. And what about Warcraft movie? You interested?
Yeah, not really. I was never a big Warcraft fan.
Oh, what's that? I pretty much enjoyed a soap opera called Vikings, and the Ragnar Lothbrok is playing the main character in the Warcraft movie, and I can't really get used to it because, you know, when I hear that accent of his, I just see that Ragnar Lothbrok, that Viking with bald head, and I just can't. Actually, I would say I can't stand him in that role in the Warcraft movie. But I mean, we will see.
Understand.
When I look at the leaderboard or the timer, it brings me into the Lord of Rings, when one ruffle rules them all and all the BMW is just behind. By the way, Kitty, is the Comrade Squirrel your teammate?
You have 20 minutes left, and how many guys are here?
11.
That's not much.
Well, on the first race it was 16 of us, and on the second race I believe it was something about 11 as well.
Yeah, this sucks.
But on Apex Online Racing, or how is it called, they are driving M3 pretty much. Since I'm racing PRL, I've never seen anyone to use BMW M3 for league racing, if I'm correct. Can't remember anyone.
Fanta isn't coming, or he's still gonna get in?
No, he's out for this race. That's why I'm hosting, not him.
Oh, that's why this is a horrible lobby.
Watch your mouth.
You dirty boy.
This ain't gonna be easy race. I mean, 200th of a second for guys in there. Now I've noticed that the name of the team will not fit. Isn't really great for racing.
It's not great for porn either.
Well, that's a question. That's what she said.
That's okay. I'm too slow.
Dream, don't you know, can bring zero heroes? I mean, he didn't say anything, pretty much.
I'm a silent assassin.
Oh. Yeah, that's what she said.
Sorry.
That's completely fine. Guys, how come I'm as fast with 10 liters of fuel as with 50?
I believe there is a difference, especially in terms of handling. At least I can feel it, but I don't know.
I'm actually slower with less fuel, so that's weird.
Sometimes your car can be more stable with more fuel.
Yeah, that's true. More mass.
My braking points always are earlier when I'm on more fuel.
I'm so looking forward to Oculus Rift when it comes for usual people, so you can buy it.
Yeah, you need 4 USB ports.
4? No problem.
Yes.
Yesterday I bought something I like put into PCI, and it makes me or it gives me
fucking bullshit.
die, man.
Yeah, I agree, but like those USB hubs slow down data speed, so Oculus might not work with that.
they slow. But I can use other things for my usual USB slots, so I can, I don't know, use mouse, keyboard, so I empty those original and, you know, for Oculus Rift to use USB. So what do I need? 4 USB slots and DisplayPort, or?
I'm guessing HDMI or something.
Yeah.
What did you ask? Sorry.
Oculus Rift. He was talking about Oculus Rift.
Yeah.
It really needs a beast of a computer. I think you can test it somewhere if your computer is good enough.
Well, if it really needs a beast of a PC, I'm out.
Well, it does, because it's practically 2 screens you run.
Yes, and it's like, I think it is like at least 16 gigabytes of RAM and like a really strong i7 and a really strong graphics card.
Well who doesn't have 16 gigs of RAM?
Me, I have 8.
I only go with 8. I mean,
Nope.
I'm not a big gamer. I don't need 16. What game needs 16? None.
No, I don't have 16 because I game on it. I have 16 because I use it.
What for? Google Chrome?
I'm using an app for Chrome called the Great Suspender that deactivates the tabs when you're not using it. So after 10-15 minutes, it goes into inactive mode. So it's still open, but it just cuts out all the data.
Oh,
that way it doesn't take up all the RAM. So I went from using 15 gigabytes of RAM on Chrome to 5.
That's cool. By the way, Dream, you have the same exact time like me. Cheers.
Yeah.
Which is still slower than me.
But why, if we have the same exit time, why am I 4th, for fuck's sake? I was first on this time. I deserve to be on the 3rd place.
Yeah, actually you do.
Because you suck.
Maybe
you killed it.
16 laps and you 13.
Because you need 16 gigabytes of RAM to be further, you know.
Yeah,
By
it
the
matches
way,
his lap count.
It's 1 minute to 8. Just so you know.
Alright. Yeah, I see.
I would just skip the session now.
Everybody okay with that?
Yes, go.
Yeah, sure.
Woo! Qualification! Woo!
Alrighty, good luck to everybody. But just don't be too fast, it's not really necessary.
Guys, how many laps are we gonna do on the race?
24.
Thank you.
That's right. No, 20, he's just joking. Set, you know, fuel count to 20.
When I checked, it said we're doing 24
You're
laps.
fucking with me. You fucking prick.
That's what she said.
If you could speak, you're doing something wrong.
Well, if you're not a sadistic asshole, then she should speak.
I'm not a sadistic asshole.
Well,
I just know how
I'm
to
really
do it
happy
right.
to hear